This story happened 3 years ago. I can't believe now that I could have been such a naive fool. By some miracle I was saved, and my stupidity turned out to be the greatest happiness of my life. I could not find a job for a long time, but finally I was hired by a very large company. In the first week I was not myself from happiness and built a rainbow of prospects for his dizzying career growth. And very soon my career was no longer my main concern. I met Sergey. Sergey worked in the technical support department, in the next room. He also paid attention to me, but behaved purely friendly, but I fell in love at first sight. Probably, emotions were easily readable on my face, because very soon my colleagues began to make fun of me. "Look, Yolka, Seryoga is a tough nut," said to me Lena, the first beauty, probably, in our whole company. It seemed to me that she herself was disappointed that Seryoja was more in touch with me than with her. But everything that did not concern me and Seryoja quickly went out of my head. I thought only of love. He and I often after work went to a cafe near the office. We could talk for hours about politics and books, about the weather and soccer, about our childhood memories and plans for the future. And though it was obvious to everyone that I was madly in love, the most he would allow himself was a kiss on the cheek. But even from this fleeting touch I got goosebumps and wings grew behind my back. A few months later, when I had the right moment, I asked Lenka, "Do you think it's normal that Sergey is so timid?" Lena finished fixing her makeup and after a short pause answered, "Apparently, he's the kind of guy who kissed for a long time." He gently responded to my kiss. I reached for him again. "Baby, I'm sorry, but that's it. I'm not ready for more yet." He pulled away. "I'm not rushing you." Yes, I said those words, but in my heart I was disappointed. Upset to the point of tears. I tossed and turned in bed for a long time and couldn't fall asleep. In the end I decided that everything was not so bad. Sergey now knows exactly what I feel for him, and if tomorrow our relationship style does not change, then I have hope. If he starts to avoid me, apparently he is afraid of my assertiveness. Sergey has not changed. As before, we had a great time together, went to the movies and clubs, exchanged messages and text messages. Until a terrible disaster occurred. That day, as usual, I came to the office and immediately took care of urgent matters. I was going to invite Sergey to go to our favorite cafe during lunch break. But suddenly Maria Smyanovna from marketing appeared next to my table. "Julia, I don't want to upset you, but you'll find out sooner or later anyway. Lena said publicly today that she and Sergey submitted an application to the registry office." What nonsense. I smiled, but felt my voice trembling. This can't be, and yet it's so. "I'm Maria Smyanovna," objected softly. I ran to the room where Sergey was sitting, and right from the doorway, in front of everyone, she asked, "Sergey, they say you are on Lenka. Get married. This is true, or is this a stupid joke?" The office became quiet, the rest of the guys stared at the computers, and Sergey stood up and pulled me towards the exit. "Julia, let's go out into the corridor, or let's go to the smoking room and talk there." Finding myself in the smoking room, I asked him the same question again. Sergey calmly, as if nothing had happened, said, "Yes, it's true, Lena and I will get married soon. We've already decided a long time ago." "And what about me?" I barely uttered these words. My breath was taken away. This was actually Lincoln's idea. You know, her mother works as our chief accountant. She had her own plans for her daughter's marriage. Not only would she fire me from the company, she would kill me if she found out that Lena and I were dating. I am a poor provincial with no connections, no housing, and Lenka suggested that I pretend that I was carried away by you. I really wanted to cry, but there were no tears. The sobs seemed to be stuck in my throat. "Now what?" I whispered. "Why did you decide to open up? Lenka got pregnant, now her mother will have to come to terms with it." And that means I was your screen. You didn't think about my feelings at all. I don't remember how I got home that day. Apparently, she acted automatically. She drank some water and opened the balcony door. I looked down. No, I don't dare jump from the 8th floor. I'm afraid of pain, even if it's the last one in my life. But I can't live like this anymore. How can I go to the office tomorrow after such a shame? How to smile and communicate with colleagues, with Lena, with Sergey, and that's it. Some will look at me with pity, who with sympathy, but Sergey won't care. Maybe at least my death won't leave him indifferent. There is no way out. I remembered that I have heart pills in my medicine cabinet. The annotation to them says that an overdose is dangerous, even fatal. Probably such a death will be painless. I wrote a short note, saying, I ask you not to blame anyone, my departure from this life is voluntary. She opened the front door so she wouldn't have to break it down. I drank the entire pack of pills and lay down on the bed. Very soon I felt that my limbs were going numb. Then my head began to spin, and everything around was enveloped in fog. It suddenly became easy and calm. I don't know how much time has passed, but suddenly consciousness began to return to me. I opened my eyes. The fog has cleared. I was still at home and it seemed alive, and the ambulance doctor sat next to him and counted my pulse. Are you awake, beauty? He noticed my gaze. A little more and it would have been too late. We wouldn't pump you out. I didn't call you, I whispered. Where did you come from? How did you know that I was dying? You could say you were born in a shirt. A call came. Blish. It's hard to believe, but I don't even remember Sergey. Having recently met a former colleague on the street, I couldn't believe my ears when she said, Lena and Sergey are getting divorced. She says, I'm tired of his endless novels. He turned out to be a bad husband. Like and subscribe. Don't miss new publications.